Hello again, and welcome to Andy and Katie's Allotment. I'm Andy, and welcome to our YouTube channel. We'd love you to follow our journey. So, if you looking at this for the first time, then please help our channel grow by subscribing. And also, if you are already a subscriber, then please spread the word. I just wanted to give you an update. It's Saturday the 4th of May 2024, and quite a lot's been happening as far as the garden's concerned. And I just wanted to give you a bit of an update. I did do an April Late Shon tour, but I just wanted to give you a quick update as to how things are going now. So let's go and see what's going on. So these are the beds that planted up about 2-3 weeks ago. Coming on really well. As I said before, the fluffy stuff that you can see on there, the white fluffy stuff, is wool pellets that I put on there to try and help prevent slugs. Well, it seems to have worked. And put some netting over it, because I think most of the damage that I was getting was from birds, to be fair. So we've got from this side we've got cabbage, which is a red cabbage. The next one is Cavolo Nero kale, so that will grow quite tall. The next one is greyhound cabbage, so that's one of the little sweetheart cabbages, or the hispy cabbages, whichever you call them, that grow into a point. If I move around slightly, you can see that I've put some celery in here, and so they're growing away nicely. It's a variety called Victoria, so we'll see how that goes. We've got some rocket that looks as if it's bolted, looks like it's rising up to flower. That's okay. I'll let it do its thing, and see if we get any seeds. The next is some spinach that seems to be chugging away quite nicely, and the very end is some little gem lettuces. So one looks as if it's succumbed to the frost. Never mind. I can see that the others are all quite healthy. So if we then come across, these are parsnips, looking quite healthy, quite nice now, and just starting to start with their proper leaves. Next to those are calabrese, which is the large head broccoli. They're coming along quite nicely. Don't know why some of the leaves have darkened off, but it seems healthy enough, so just going to let them again do their thing. Broad beans, just starting to really go for it now. The weather's just starting to get warm. I think I can see the first flower. Just as I'm speaking to you now, I can see the first flower there, or the first cluster of flowers, so that's good. And yeah, this is a new bed. It looks quite dry on the top, but I can assure you it's nice and moist underneath. This is my homemade compost, so it's the first time that I've actually used it on any of the beds. So in there we've got Brussels sprouts that are just going to again chug along until they start to get bigger in sort of late summertime. In with there as well, celeriac. I put some celeriac in there, And again, that's coming along quite nicely. So if we move along to the next bed, we've got some Savoy cabbages that are coming along. Moving along, these are cauliflowers, and yeah, we have had some cold weather, so I think they have had a little bit of issues with the cold. And I can see one there that's maybe had a bit of slug damage as well, but most of them are okay. We've got some kale here, and this is a mixture of ones that I sowed from seed. Some cabbages and some other, I think there's some tender stem broccoli in there as well. But yeah, they're a bit further behind. So the onions, yeah, no prizes to show that this is quite a weedy patch. But I'm loath to sort of get the hoe in between the onions at this stage, because as you can see they're just starting to swell and to put on some growth. So I think they're big enough now to cope with that, and I'll sort the weeds when the time comes. I know some people would say that you should keep on top of the weeds, and I'm trying to do that with most of it, but as I say, with this, it's that horsetail that seems to be the issue with just this side of the allotment, really. So what I've got here is I sowed some lettuces direct, 5 rows, just mixed half a dozen packets together and made them into a mixture. So you can see that there's some red ones growing amongst the green. Far too thick at the moment, but when they do grow a little bit bigger, I'm going to thin them out. Today I put some French marigolds in there, dotted around the allotment. I've done that purely and simply to as a companion planting, to try and there's a chemical that the marigolds secrete that a lot of insects don't like, so they are a good thing to put near plants that get attacked by things like flea beetles and other little pests and beasties. So going back past the onions again, into the red onions again. Quite weedy in there, but not too bad. They're coming along again quite nicely, just starting to come along. These were all done by sets last November, so yeah, looking good. Garlic and shallots at the end. So, and you can see my inherited rhubarb at the end there. I don't know whether that's going to do anything this year, but I'm just going to leave it, and again see what happens for next year if I don't get anything this year. If I move around, we've got potatoes. These are my first earlies, variety Rocket. They're really starting to do exactly that at the moment. They did get put back slightly. You see one there that had popped its head through, and then we had 2 or 3 nights of frost not so long ago, and it did put particularly the first earlies quite well back. But now we've had some bit warmer weather, things have really taken off. So hopefully over the next day or so, week or so, the new growth should start as we go. We can see now that there is some growth of my main crop potatoes. Most of these are Maris Piper, though there was some old different types of ones that I got in my surprise pack subscription a while ago, and they're sort of the last couple of rows, which again they're just starting to put their heads through now. So moving on, we've got that section there, which is some carrots. Really hard to see, but they are just about poking through now. They're a very variated colour one. I planted some mixed beetroot there that isn't coming through yet, but planted that direct. But what is come through is a couple of another rows of radishes. So I've got like a succession of radishes. What we've got here is some carrots. Bought these and put them in. See how they go. They look to be okay. We've had some rain, so that they're doing okay. They're the little, as you can see from the label over there, the little knobbly ones. So yeah, there's no issue with the roots snapping off. And then right at the end, we'll move around and just see that we've got some red spring onions that are looking good. Moving round, we've got the Monge 2 and the sugar snap peas. So we've got the sugar snap peas this side. Put the wigwams up now, as you can see. So they're climbing up there quite nicely now. And I think this, as soon as we hit May, they'll start to really go for it. And then we're back down to the normal peas. Again, difficult to keep on top of the weeds on this section because there's quite a lot of plants in there, and I just didn't want to chop any off by mistake. These have just started in the last couple of weeks to really go, and I've noticed here there's some flowers already, so I think that's a sign that they will be going for it very soon. So this is probably the area that has changed the most. The greenhouse, as you can see, I've put a lot of pots in here. The thing that you can see there, well, it's a sort of cold frame really, covered in plastic. The elastic that you can see to the left just undoes, and then this front bit here just folds that way, and the plants are inside. So anything that's not quite ready to go out yet can go in there. I've got some purple sprouting broccoli which I'd planted and was ready for being repotted. So I've just done that today, so it looks a little bit sorry for itself, but that's just because I've literally just undone it. So what I've done now here is I've gone with some tomatoes. So we've got two in that one. One's Sun Gold, the bigger, and the other's Tigrella, which is a stripy tomato. Then the plant that you can see in there as well is some basil, again companion planting to try and keep away the aphids and the bugs. That one's a sweet million. Again, these are all looking a bit sorry for themselves because I've literally just potted them and give them more water, so they've just wilted a little bit, I think. The next one's called Vivacious, and I've put another French marigold in there as well. That's an Italian, you know, the long sweet pepper, looks like a giant chilli, planted there. Next to it is aubergine or eggplant. I've put that in again, wilted, I think, in the heat, because it is quite warm in here today. I've got a chilli and a pepper in there. One's a chocolate coloured one, brown, and one's called a foot-long chilli, so I'm presuming that the fruits are quite long. I had these are melons. I've got two different sorts of melons in there. I've got one called Ogun and one's a watermelon. The far left-hand corner is a watermelon. So I've put those into a bigger pot. The watermelon I'm going to let sprawl along the floor. I've got another watermelon that I planted, that I sowed, should I say, in that pot, and a oranged flesh honeydew melon. So we've got on some more different tomatoes here. We've got a beefsteak tomato, just a small one there, next to the basil, and another one called Roma. As you can see, what I've done is I've planted the tomatoes on top of the string, so I've buried the string with a knot on the end, and then put the root ball of the tomato on top. So basically it anchors, when the root ball gets bigger, anchors the string that then goes up and joins another string that goes across. So I've done that for each one of the tomatoes. The final thing that we've got here is a cucumber. So get quite a lot of cucumbers from one plant, so I've just got one at the moment, although I have got some outside ones at home. So that's the greenhouse. Hopefully things will carry on growing. As I say, everything that you can see in here has gone in today, so fingers crossed. I'm not forecast any frost at all for I think we're past the last frost date. My last frost date's the 30th of April, so hopefully that's long gone. Something I will mention is that Ogun melon. You can see the little holes in the leaf there. That's slug damage. I found a little slug that had got into the cold frame where the plants were, and yeah, had a little munch on the leaves, but the main growing tip's fine, so I'm not too worried about that. This bed is mostly different sorts of salad crops. The ones nearest to the camera there are spring onions that I grew from seed. Planted them in February, planted them out in March, and they're just starting to really come now, and really grow nicely. Another marigold. What I've also done, dotted around, is I've grown some dahlias from seed, and I've put them in little clumps dotted around the allotment, again to try and attract pollinators and the insects that will feed on the pests try and keep on top, you know, that way, rather than trying to use any kind of pesticides. So if we come round to this side, we've got some beetroot that's growing from the front of the screen away, so it's growing that way, and yeah, that's coming along quite nicely. I planted that direct. Little seeds that you can see coming up there is salad rocket. I don't know whether I've planted that a bit late, but that is salad rocket, and it will that will come along quite nicely, I think. What we've got here is some more radishes that are a little bit further on, and I've already had a harvest. But let's just see if we can. Yeah, these are little globe ones, so these are little tiny ones, but really tasty. So we've had quite a few, and as you can see, they're all quite nice, and a few have been nibbled here and there, but the vast majority, yeah, are looking good. So it's good to keep on top, because otherwise it gets you get a bit of slug damage if you leave them in the ground too long. The slugs get them. So yeah, things are coming along nicely. At the far side, there's some spring onions that I planted direct that are coming along nicely now, and in between, none of which are coming yet because I've only literally just I planted some turnips in the middle, and they are literally just starting to come through. Probably just about to see there, so they're coming through. So that's a row of turnips in between the radishes, because they'll have gone. The radishes will have gone in another couple of weeks. Just to the top of there, above there, is a row of tender stem broccoli in between the onions and the radishes. And then this side, I've planted some kohlrabi. I think that might be too late. I think it might bolt, because it does tend to flower in the summertime, and I've just put it in just because I had the seeds, really. So we'll see what happens. So that's the salad bed. So the final bed that I wanted to show you is squashes and pumpkins. So these are some pumpkins that I've grown from seed. Probably a little bit close, but I wanted to put them all in. I had some plants that was ready, and I didn't want to waste any, so they probably are a little bit close together, but I've got plenty of room, so they've got plenty of room to spread. And obviously they're planted direct into the ground, so the roots can go down as far as they want. This again is my compost that I made, and it looks to be really good. Looks to be when I planted the squash, everything looks you know, really healthy in there. It's not fine, but it's good enough to put onto the beds. So what we've got here then is butternut squash at the back, and to the left of that is a yellow round courgette, quite unusual. And in front of that, got marrow, so that can sprawl out towards me. Then we've got a traditional green courgette next to it, and a yellow one there. I had some spare courgette seeds, so I have put some, sowed some direct, but that was only about 3 or 4 days ago, so they're not going to be anywhere near yet. So that's my newest bed, and that concludes the tour. As I say, love you to subscribe. If you're liking what you're seeing, it's giving you some ideas, giving you some inspiration to try things yourself. Everything is a learning curve. It's nothing is set in stone. As I say, some things you try and they don't work, and other things you think aren't going to work and they do. But follow us all the way through the summer, into autumn and through the next winter. Andy and Katie's Allotment on YouTube. So thanks for watching, and happy gardening.